Have you ever stopped to wonder what our world would look like without the gentle hum of a bee? Imagine a garden with no flowers, an orchard with no fruit, a world where many of the foods we love simply cease to exist. This isn't a scene from a distant imaginary future. It is a potential reality we are slowly drifting towards. The story of the bee is not just the story of a small striped insect. It is the story of our planet's health, our food systems, and our own survival. Every third bite of food we eat depends on these tireless workers, yet we often overlook their profound importance. Their quiet labor sustains the vibrant tapestry of life on Earth. So what exactly is a bee? There are over 20,000 different species of bees in the world. From the fuzzy, round bumblebee tumbling through a clover field to the solitary mason bee meticulously building its nest, they are a diverse and fascinating group. They are master architects, diligent foragers, and the unsung heroes of our ecosystems. They have been on this planet for over 100 million years, evolving alongside the very flowers they now help to create. Their existence is a delicate dance with the natural world, a partnership that has shaped the landscapes we see around us today. At the very core of a bee's existence is its home, a place of structure, cooperation, and life. For the social honeybee, this home is the hive, a marvel of natural engineering. Inside this bustling city, tens of thousands of individuals work together in perfect harmony. The structure itself is built from beeswax, a substance produced by the worker bees' own bodies. They craft this wax into hexagonal cells, a shape of incredible strength and efficiency. This honeycomb is not just a storage facility for honey, it is a nursery for the young, a pantry for the colony, and the central hub of all activity, a testament to what can be achieved through collective effort. The hive is a matriarchal society, ruled by a single remarkable individual, the queen. Her sole purpose is to lay eggs, a task she performs with relentless dedication. The daily life of a bee colony is a breathtaking spectacle of organization and efficiency. From the moment the sun rises, the hive awakens with a gentle, unified hum. Hexagonal cells, honey, larvae. Forager bees prepare for their first flights of the day. Inside, nurse bees tend the next generation, feeding the helpless larvae a special mixture of pollen and honey. It is a system built on instinct and communication. Every individual knows its place and its purpose. There is no central command, no single bee directing the traffic, only a shared, innate drive to ensure the colony thrives. The concept of a job in human terms is mirrored in the bee world. A worker bee's career path is predetermined by her age polytheism. The youngest bees are entrusted with internal duties, caring for the queen, caring for the brood. As they age and their glands develop, they graduate to wax production, food processing, then finally foraging outside. This division of labor lets the hive function as a superorganism. The success of the colony depends on seamless cooperation. When a threat appears, guard bees release an alarm pheromone. Other bees rally to defend the hive. Wide view of the colony, a perfect example of a society built on unwavering teamwork. How does a tiny bee, upon finding a wonderful patch of flowers miles away, tell her sisters exactly where to go? She performs a dance. This is not just any dance, it is one of the most sophisticated forms of communication in the animal kingdom, known as the waggle dance. When a forager bee returns to the darkness of the hive, she climbs onto the vertical surface of the honeycomb and begins to move in a figure-8 pattern. The direction and duration of the central part of this dance, the waggle run, convey incredibly precise information. A map, a guide, a message of discovery shared with her family. The angle of the waggle run in relation to the vertical axis of the comb tells other bees the direction of the food source relative to the position of the sun. If she dances straight up, it means fly directly towards the sun. If she dances straight down, it means fly directly away from the sun. Any angle in between gives a precise bearing. It is a remarkable feat of abstract communication, translating a real-world location into a symbolic language. The other bees gather around her, touching her with their antennae to feel the vibrations of the dance and to taste the nectar she has brought back, confirming the quality of the find. The duration of the waggle run communicates the distance. The waggle dance is the colony's central intelligence system, directing its resources with incredible precision. The tireless work of the foraging bee provides the colony with two essential resources, pollen and nectar. Pollen, nectar. Nectar, a sugary liquid produced by flowers to attract pollinators, is the bee's primary source of energy. A bee drinks this sweet fluid using her long tongue-like proboscis and stores it in a special stomach called a honey stomach. Back at the hive, she regurgitates the nectar, passing it to another worker bee. The process repeats, each bee adding enzymes that begin to transform the nectar. The liquid is deposited into the hexagonal wax cells of the honeycomb. Macro shot, honeycomb cell being filled with golden honey. Once in the cells, transformation into honey begins in earnest. The nectar is still very watery, so bees evaporate excess moisture. They fan their wings, creating airflow that thickens the liquid. When honey reaches about 18% water, bees seal the cell with beeswax. This preserved honey is a stable, high-energy food source that won't spoil. It is the colony's larder, helping them survive winter or dearth. Humans have cherished this process for millennia. Honey is a delicious natural sweetener with remarkable properties. Used as medicine for centuries, known for antibacterial and anti-inflammatory qualities. For ancient civilizations, it was a source of immense value. The golden liquid on our toast is the result of millions of flowers visited, thousands of miles flown, and the collective effort of an entire colony working in perfect unison. But the bee's greatest gift is pollination. As a bee travels collecting nectar, pollen grains stick to hairs on her body. The act of pollination is a cornerstone of life on Earth. It is the process that allows plants to produce fruits, seeds, the next generation. Think of an apple. Think of a strawberry. Think of an almond. Think of a coffee bean. Each one of these begins with a flower that needed to be pollinated, very often by a bee. This silent, tireless work underpins our entire agricultural system and the stability of natural ecosystems. Without our buzzing partners, the yields of many of our most nutritious foods would plummet, leading to food shortages and economic instability. The bee is not just a visitor in our gardens, she is a vital partner in our food security. This partnership extends far beyond our farms and orchards. In the wild, bees are responsible for the health and diversity of entire landscapes. They pollinate the wild flowers that carpet our meadows, the trees that form our forests, the shrubs that hold our soil together. These plants in turn provide food and shelter for countless other animals, birds, small mammals. The bee sits at the heart of a complex web of life, and her well-being is a direct indicator of the health of the environment. A world rich in bees is a world rich in biodiversity, resilience, natural beauty. Despite their immense importance, bee populations around the world are in serious trouble. In recent years, beekeepers and scientists have been reporting alarming declines in both managed honeybee colonies and wild bee populations. This phenomenon, sometimes called colony collapse disorder, sees entire hives of bees vanish, leaving behind their queen, their young, and their stores of honey. It is a silent and mysterious disappearance that points to a much larger problem. Our tiny partners are sending us a clear and urgent message. The environment they depend on, and which we share, is becoming increasingly hostile to them. One of the most significant threats bees face is the widespread use of certain pesticides. Neonicotinoids, a class of insecticides used in modern agriculture, are particularly harmful. These chemicals are systemic, meaning they are absorbed by the plant and are present in its pollen and nectar. When a bee feeds on a treated plant, it ingests a dose of this neurotoxin. Even at low levels, these pesticides don't necessarily kill the bee outright, but they can severely impair its ability to navigate, forage, and communicate. Another grave danger is the loss of habitat. As our towns and cities expand and our agriculture becomes more intensive, the wild, diverse landscapes that bees need to thrive are disappearing. Vast fields planted with a single crop, a monoculture, create what are effectively food deserts for bees. The challenge of saving the bees may seem immense, but the solutions can begin with simple, hopeful actions. We can all become guardians of our buzzing friends, right in our own backyards and communities. One of the most powerful things we can do is to plant flowers. By choosing a variety of native bee-friendly plants that bloom at different times throughout the year, early spring, late autumn, we can create a reliable and nutritious buffet for our local pollinators. A small window box, a patch in a garden, a community green space can become a vital oasis for bees, a stepping stone of safety in a fragmented landscape. We can also change the way we think about our lawns and gardens. A perfectly manicured, weed-free lawn might look neat to us, but to a bee, it is a desert. Allowing common flowers like clover and dandelions to grow provides an essential source of food, especially in early spring when other flowers are scarce. We can also reduce or completely eliminate the use of pesticides and herbicides in our gardens. By choosing natural, organic methods of pest control, We ensure that our gardens are safe havens for the very insects we are trying to help. The future is not yet written. Let us write a better one together.